B&B spoilers. Hope Logan just made a huge mistake. This week on The Bold and the Beautiful, Hope Logan got involved in her father Deacon Sharp's complicated love life. Little does Hope realize her father Deacon finding love could mean she loses everything she loves. Here's what's coming up next on B&B. Spoilers below. Hope Logan just put Steffi's mom in danger. Hope will face repercussions for encouraging her father to leave his wife, Sheila Carter, Kimberlyn Brown, for his therapist Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig. Hope and Taylor's daughter, Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, have had a shaky truce for almost a year now, but that's going out the window soon. Steffi Forrester has been running around frantically, trying to stop Taylor and Deacon Sharp's, Sean Cannon, budding romance. Steffi knows Sheila Carter, Kimberlyn Brown, will go insane when she learns about the affair, and her mom will be in serious danger. The Forrester Queen is not going to be a happy camper when she learns that Hope has been working against her and playing matchmaker. Steffi's not the only one. According to Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Steffi will most likely hit Hope Logan, Annika Noel, where it hurts, and fire her from Forrester Creations or kill Hope for the future. But Steffi isn't the only person that is going to have an axe to grind with Hope. Sheila Carter is going to be on the warpath when she finds out about Deacon and Taylor. When she finds out that his kids are encouraging the romance and pushing Deacon to divorce her, she will stop at nothing to silence Hope and Deke. If she hurts them, Deacon will never forgive her. But she does have a lot of experience in kidnapping. Is Hope putting her career and her life in danger by being Team Taylor? Will Steffi and Sheila make her miserable for playing matchmaker? B&B spoilers. Hope Logan just made a huge mistake. This week on The Bold and the Beautiful, Hope Logan got involved in her father Deacon Sharp's complicated love life. Little does Hope realize her father Deacon finding love could mean she loses everything she loves. Here's what's coming up next on B&B. Spoilers below. Hope Logan just put Steffi's mom in danger. Hope will face repercussions for encouraging her father to leave his wife, Sheila Carter, Kimberlyn Brown, for his therapist Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig. Hope and Taylor's daughter, Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, have had a shaky truce for almost a year now, but that's going out the window soon. Steffi Forrester has been running around frantically, trying to stop Taylor and Deacon Sharp's, Sean Cannon, budding romance. Steffi knows Sheila Carter, Kimberlyn Brown, will go insane when she learns about the affair, and her mom will be in serious danger. The Forrester Queen is not going to be a happy camper when she learns that Hope has been working against her and playing matchmaker. Steffi's not the only one. According to Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Steffi will most likely hit Hope Logan, Annika Noel, where it hurts, and fire her from Forrester Creations or kill Hope for the future. But Steffi isn't the only person that is going to have an axe to grind with Hope. Sheila Carter is going to be on the warpath when she finds out about Deacon and Taylor. When she finds out that his kids are encouraging the romance and pushing Deacon to divorce her, she will stop at nothing to silence Hope and Deke. If she hurts them, Deacon will never forgive her. But she does have a lot of experience in kidnapping. Is Hope putting her career and her life in danger by being Team Taylor? Will Steffi and Sheila make her miserable for playing matchmaker? The sun may be shining over the Forrester estate, but for fans of The Bold and the Beautiful, a dark cloud has officially settled over Los Angeles. In a heartbreaking turn of events that no one saw coming, Hope Logan has just made a monumental mistake, one that may not only cost her her career and her family's respect, but could quite literally put a target on the backs of those she loves most. For years, Hope has been the moral compass of the show. She is the Logan legacy, the woman who strives for hope for the future. But today, that future looks bleaker than ever. If you missed today's episode, grab your tissues, because the very sad news surrounding Hope is more than just a plot twist. It's a character-altering catastrophe. The fatal error, matchmaking with a monster in the shadows. The core of Hope's mistake lies in her desperate, perhaps naive, desire to see her father, Deacon Sharp, happy. We all know Deacon has a history of making bad choices, but his marriage to the dangerous Sheila Carter has been a ticking time bomb since day one. In a move that fans are calling reckless and tragically short-sighted, Hope has been actively pushing Deacon to leave Sheila and pursue a romantic relationship with Taylor Hayes. On the surface, it sounds like a daughter's wish for her father to find a good woman. But in the world of B&B, playing matchmaker with Sheila Carter's husband is like playing with matches in a room full of gasoline. Why this is a huge mistake. The Sheila factor. Sheila Carter is not a woman who signs divorce papers and walks away. By encouraging Deacon to follow his heart to Taylor, Hope has effectively signed Taylor's death warrant. Betraying the truce, Hope and Steffy Forrester have maintained a fragile peace for nearly a year. By targeting Steffi's mother, Taylor, as the replacement for Sheila, Hope has shattered that truce. Ignoring the warnings, Steffi practically begged Hope to stop. She warned her that Sheila's violent jealousy knows no bounds. Hope's refusal to listen isn't just stubborn, it's dangerous. The professional fallout. Is hope for the future dead? While the physical danger is terrifying, the professional consequences are equally devastating. News from the Forrester Creations corridors suggests that Steffi is finished playing nice. As co-CEO, Steffi has the power to hit Hope where it hurts. Her legacy. Rumors are swirling that Steffi is prepared to fire Hope Logan and officially axe the Hope for the Future line. For Hope, her fashion line isn't just a job, it's her identity. To lose it because of a personal vendetta and a mistake she chose to make is a very sad development for a character who has worked so hard to build her own brand. Hope thought she was being a hero for her father, but she may have just become the villain in Taylor and Steffi's story. A family divided, the Logan versus Forrester war rebuilds. This mistake doesn't just affect Hope, it's rippling through the entire family tree. Brooke Logan. Brooke is caught in the middle. While she wants Deacon away from Sheila, she knows that pushing him toward Taylor is a recipe for disaster. Ridge Forrester. Ridge has always been protective of Taylor. Seeing Hope use Taylor as a pawn in Deacon's life is likely to reignite his old resentment toward the Logans. The younger generation. With R.J. Forrester returning and finding himself caught in family loyalties, Hope's mistake is creating a rift that the next gen may never bridge. The sad reality, has Hope lost her way? The most tragic part of today's news is the realization that Hope Logan is no longer the pure character she once was. Between her past complicated feelings for Thomas and now this dangerous interference in Deacon's marriage, fans are asking, what happened to Hope? Is she so lonely or so desperate for family stability that she's willing to risk Taylor's life? And the beautiful are reeling today, because one of the show's most compassionate and principled characters may have just crossed a line she can't uncross. Hope Logan, long seen as the moral compass of Los Angeles, has made a decision that feels painfully wrong, deeply emotional, and potentially devastating for everyone around her. And the saddest part? She truly believed she was doing the right thing. For years, Hope has tried to be different. Different from the chaos, different from the manipulation, different from the endless cycles of betrayal that plague the Forrester and Logan families. She built her life on honesty, empathy, and forgiveness. But in a heartbreaking twist, it now looks like those very qualities may have led her straight into disaster. Hope's emotional state, vulnerable, lost, and desperate. Let's start with the truth no one can ignore. Hope Logan has been emotionally unraveling for months. Between the collapse of her marriage, the pressure at Forrester Creations, and the constant emotional tug-of-war between love, loyalty, and resentment, Hope has been stretched far too thin. She's been trying to hold it together for Beth, for her family, and for herself, but cracks have been showing. Hope isn't acting from a place of strength right now. She's acting from hurt. And when people are hurting, they make choices they never thought they would. This is exactly what makes today's development so tragic. Hope didn't wake up intending to betray her values. She didn't set out to hurt anyone. But emotions cloud judgment, and Hope's heart is leading her somewhere very dangerous. The decision that changed everything. Hope's huge mistake isn't just a small misstep, it's a turning point. Whether it's trusting the wrong person, aligning herself with someone she knows has a history of manipulation, or pushing away the one person who truly has her best interests at heart, Hope has made a choice that will ripple through every corner of her life. What makes it worse is that warning signs were everywhere. Friends tried to caution her. Family members sensed something was off. Even Hope herself hesitated, if only for a moment. But instead of listening to that quiet voice of doubt, she pushed forward. She convinced herself that this time would be different, that she could control the situation, that she was strong enough to handle the fallout. That confidence may end up being her undoing, a betrayal that cuts deep. At the heart of this sad news is betrayal, real, painful betrayal. Hope's actions don't just affect her. They hurt the people who trusted her most. Someone who stood by her during her darkest moments is now left blindsided, confused, and deeply wounded. And once the truth comes out, and it always does on B&B, the damage may be irreversible. What's especially heartbreaking is that Hope has always hated betrayal. She's been on the receiving end of lies and deception more times than she can count. She knows how much it hurts. Yet here she is, unintentionally becoming the very thing she once despised. That irony is cruel, and fans can feel it. Is Hope repeating a family pattern? Longtime viewers know this sinking feeling all too well. The Logans have a complicated history of emotional entanglements, impulsive decisions, and choices made in the heat of the moment. Hope has always insisted she's not like the others. She's fought hard to carve her own identity, separate from the messy romantic history that surrounds her family name. But today's events raise an uncomfortable question. Is Hope repeating the same cycle she swore she'd break? The parallels are hard to ignore. Acting on emotion instead of logic, believing love or connection can justify questionable choices, telling herself that intentions matter more than consequences. It's a slippery slope, and Hope may already be sliding. The fallout is coming, and it won't be gentle. If there's one rule in The Bold and the Beautiful, it's this: secrets never stay buried. Hope's mistake is the kind that doesn't fade quietly into the background. It's the kind that explodes, publicly, painfully, and at the worst possible moment. Careers could be jeopardized. Relationships could be destroyed. Trust could be shattered beyond repair. And when the fallout hits, Hope may find herself more alone than ever. The cruel twist? By the time she realizes how wrong she was, it may be too late to fix anything. A shattered image. Hope's reputation at risk. For years, Hope Logan has represented integrity at Forrester Creations. She's been the face of honesty, responsibility, and ethical leadership. People believed in her, not just as a designer, but as a person. This mistake threatens all of that. Once colleagues begin to question her judgment, once whispers start circulating, once doubt creeps in, Hope's carefully built reputation could crumble. And in the ruthless world of fashion and family power struggles, that kind of weakness is quickly exploited. Hope may soon discover that being the good one doesn't protect you when you make a bad choice. The emotional cost, guilt, regret, and self-blame. Perhaps the saddest part of this storyline isn't what Hope has done, it's what she's about to feel. Hope is not the kind of person who shrugs off her mistakes. She internalizes them. She replays them over and over in her mind. She punishes herself long after others have moved on. When reality sets in, the guilt could be crushing. Viewers should brace themselves for a Hope who is racked with regret, questioning her own identity, and wondering how she lost her way so completely. The emotional toll may be heavier than any external consequence. Is redemption still possible? The big question hanging over all of this is whether Hope can come back from this. The Bold and the Beautiful loves a redemption arc, but redemption requires accountability. It requires facing the pain you've caused and accepting that good intentions don't erase bad outcomes. Hope will have to decide who she wants to be going forward. The woman who made excuses for her mistake, or the woman who owns it and tries, however painfully, to make things right. The road back won't be easy. Some relationships may never fully heal. Some trust may be gone forever. But Hope's story isn't necessarily over. It's just entering a darker, more complicated chapter. Why this feels so personal for fans. Fans aren't just sad because of the drama. They're sad because Hope Logan feels real. She's flawed, empathetic, stubborn, and emotional, just like real people. Watching her make this mistake feels like watching a friend self-sabotage while you're powerless to stop it. You want to shout at the screen. You want to warn her. You want her to pause, breathe, and walk away. But she doesn't. And that's what makes today's news hit so hard. Final thoughts. A tragic turning point. Today's very sad news on the bold and the beautiful marks a defining moment for Hope Logan. Her huge mistake isn't just a plot twist. It's a character crossroads. Everything she believed about herself is now being tested. Whether this decision destroys her or ultimately reshapes her depends on what she does next. But one thing is certain. The innocent certainty that once defined Hope Logan is gone. You want to shout at the screen. You want to warn her. You want her to pause, breathe, and walk away. But she doesn't. And that's what makes today's news hit so hard. Final thoughts. A tragic turning point. Today's very sad news on the bold and the beautiful marks a defining moment for Hope Logan. Her huge mistake isn't just a plot twist. It's a character crossroads. The sun may be shining over the cliffs of Malibu, but a dark, devastating cloud has settled over the lives of our favorite Los Angeles elite. In a move that has left fans absolutely breathless and reeling from the implications, Hope Logan has just made a choice that could have fatal consequences. This isn't just about fashion or office politics anymore. This is about life, death, and the return of a monster. Hope Logan has just effectively put Steffi's mother, Taylor Hayes, in the direct line of fire of the most dangerous woman in soap opera history, Sheila Carter. A father's happiness or a mother's life. The tension has been building for weeks on the bold and the beautiful. But today, the dam finally broke. We all know that Hope has been desperate to see her father, Deacon Sharp, finally find a love that is pure, healthy, and most importantly, not Sheila Carter. For years, Hope has watched her father be held hostage by his own fear and a twisted sense of loyalty to the woman who shot both Steffi and Finn in a dark alley. But today, Hope took things a step too far. In a series of emotionally charged scenes that had viewers gripping their seats, Hope pushed her father to follow his heart. She stood there with tears in her eyes, telling Deacon that he must pursue his obvious feelings for Taylor Hayes. She told him that his happiness was more important than the risks. But did she stop to think about what those risks actually look like? She's a psycho, Dad. You can't stay with her out of fear. You deserve Taylor. You deserve a real life. Hope Logan, January 21st, 2026. While Hope's intentions might come from a place of daughterly love, the reality is chilling. By encouraging Deacon to leave Sheila for Taylor, she hasn't just opened a door for romance. She has painted a target on Taylor's back. The nightmare is real. Steffi's worst fears confirmed. Across town, Steffi Forrester has been living in a state of constant, low-level panic. She knows Sheila Carter better than almost anyone. She knows that Sheila's reformation is a thin veil over a bottomless pit of obsession and rage. Steffi has been begging her mother to drop Deacon as a patient, sensing the spark that everyone else seems to be cheering for. She knows that the second Sheila senses a threat to her marriage, she won't just file for divorce. She'll reach for a weapon. The heartbreak in today's episode came when Steffi realized that while she was trying to build a wall around her mother, Hope was busy tearing it down. The clash between these two women has never been more tragic. This isn't about Liam anymore. This is about a daughter trying to save her father versus a daughter trying to save her mother's life. Character perspective, current action. Hope Logan believes love conquers all. Wants Deacon free from Sheila, urging Deacon to confess his love to Taylor immediately. Steffi Forrester knows Sheila's history. fears for Taylor's life, trying to force Taylor to end all contact with Deacon. Deacon Sharp torn between genuine love for Taylor and terror of Sheila, contemplating a future with Taylor while fearing the wrath. Taylor, Hayes' professional boundaries are blurring. Feels a deep soul connection, considering risking her safety for a chance at true happiness. Sheila's shadow, the countdown to chaos. The most chilling part of today's very sad news isn't what happened, but what we know is coming. Sheila Carter was seen at Il Giardino, blissfully unaware for now that her husband is having romantic fantasies about the woman she once tried to kill. Sheila actually spoke fondly of Taylor today, calling her a wonderful woman who helped save her marriage. The irony is sickening. When Sheila inevitably finds out that Taylor is the one Deacon wants, her sense of betrayal will be nuclear. We've seen Sheila in a countdown to chaos mode before, and it never ends without a funeral or a hospital stay. Why Hope's move is so devastating. The ethical breach. Taylor is Deacon's therapist. By pushing this, Hope is encouraging her dad to compromise Taylor's career and reputation. The physical danger. Sheila has already shot Taylor once. She has no qualms about doing it again. The family fallout. If something happens to Taylor, the feud between the Logans and Forresters will reach a point of no return. Steffi will never, ever forgive Hope for triggering Sheila. Fans are reeling. Hope is being reckless. The social media reaction has been swift and divided. While some Team Logan fans want to see Deacon finally happy, the majority are shocked by Hope's lack of foresight. "I love Hope, but she's being incredibly naive," wrote one fan on X, formerly Twitter. Does she not remember the alleyway? Does she not remember that Sheila is a literal murderer? She's leading Taylor to the slaughter. Another fan noted the tragedy of the situation. "It's so sad because Deacon and Taylor actually make sense. They have great chemistry. But Sheila is the monster under the bed that never goes away. Hope is playing with fire, and Taylor is the one who's going to get burned." What happens next? The stage is set for a catastrophic confrontation. Spoilers for the coming weeks suggest that Deacon and Taylor will finally share a kiss, and it will be the most romantic and most dangerous moment of their lives. As they give in to their feelings, Sheila will be watching. And if history has taught us anything, Sheila Carter doesn't get sad, she gets even. Hope Logan thinks she's being a hero for her father. But by the end of this month, she might find herself responsible for the most tragic loss the Forrester family has ever faced. And the beautiful couldn't get any heavier. Today's developments prove otherwise. Fans are reeling after a heartbreaking turn of events that has left Taylor Hayes, Steffi Forrester's mother, caught in the crossfire of a decision that traces back to one shocking source, Hope Logan. What began as a well-intentioned attempt to do the right thing has spiraled into a dangerous situation that could cost Taylor everything. This isn't just another misunderstanding or petty rivalry flaring up again. This is very sad news, the kind that lingers long after the episode ends, because it exposes how fragile peace really is in Los Angeles, and how quickly one choice can put lives at risk. Hope's choice that changed everything. Hope Logan has always been framed as the moral compass of the show, the woman who believes empathy can heal even the deepest wounds. But this time, Hope's faith in redemption may have gone too far. In recent episodes, Hope made a controversial move behind closed doors, one she believed would prevent further bloodshed and emotional fallout. She chose to withhold critical information that directly affected Taylor Hayes' safety. Hope convinced herself that revealing the truth would only inflame tensions, especially with old enemies circling closer than ever. What Hope didn't account for, silence can be just as dangerous as betrayal. By staying quiet, Hope unknowingly left Taylor exposed, walking straight into a storm she never saw coming. Taylor Hayes, vulnerable and unaware. Taylor has been trying to rebuild her life piece by piece. After years of trauma, heartbreak, and emotional warfare with Sheila Carter and others, she's been focused on healing, not fighting. Her guard was down, And that's exactly what makes this situation so devastating. Taylor trusted that the people around her, especially those claiming to want peace, would protect her if danger loomed. She had no idea that key details about escalating threats were being kept from her for her own good. Now, Taylor is more vulnerable than she's been in years, and fans can feel the dread building with every scene. The quiet moments, the lingering looks, the uneasy music in the background. It all signals that something terrible is on the horizon. And when it hits, it may hit fast. Steffi's worst nightmare is coming true. For Steffi Forrester, this is the ultimate betrayal, not just by circumstance, but by a woman she has never fully trusted. Steffi has always been fiercely protective of her mother. After everything Taylor has endured, Steffi believed the danger was finally behind them. Now, without knowing all the details yet, Steffi can sense that something is wrong. Her instincts are screaming, and history tells us Steffi's instincts are rarely wrong. When Steffi inevitably learns that Hope's decision played a role in putting Taylor at risk, the fallout will be nuclear. This won't be a simple confrontation. This will be a reckoning, and it may permanently shatter whatever fragile coexistence Hope and Steffi were clinging to. Was Hope trying to protect or control? The most painful part of this story is that Hope didn't act out of malice. She truly believed she was preventing chaos. But good intentions don't erase consequences. By choosing what others should or shouldn't know, Hope crossed a dangerous line, from protector to gatekeeper. In doing so, she stripped Taylor of her ability to protect herself. That raises a haunting question. Does Hope still trust people to make their own choices? Or has she decided she knows best? This moral gray area is what makes today's news so sad. Hope didn't mean to put Taylor in danger, but she did. And once that truth comes to light, Hope will have to live with the weight of it. Old enemies never stay gone. Longtime viewers know that danger on B&B never comes out of nowhere. When someone like Taylor is targeted, it's usually because an old enemy senses weakness. Whether it's Sheila's lingering shadow, a secret resurfacing, or a vendetta that never truly died, the threat feels disturbingly familiar. The difference this time? Taylor doesn't know she's in danger. That's what makes this so terrifying. The audience sees the pieces lining up. We see the warning signs. Taylor doesn't. And Hope, who could have changed that, is now trapped in the role of silent accomplice. The emotional fallout will be brutal. When the truth comes out, and it always does, no one will walk away unscathed. Taylor will feel betrayed, not just endangered. Learning that someone chose not to warn her may reopen old emotional wounds she's fought hard to close. Steffi will explode with righteous fury. Her anger won't just be about the danger, it will be about the disrespect and the loss of control over her mother's safety. Hope will face the harshest reckoning of all. Being confronted with the reality that her choice may have caused irreparable harm could shatter her self-image completely. This isn't just a plot twist. This is a turning point, a tragedy waiting to happen. The show has been laying emotional groundwork that suggests this storyline may lead to something far darker. Subtle hints, ominous dialogue, unresolved threats, uneasy pauses point toward a potential tragedy that could change everything. Will Taylor be hurt? Will Steffi arrive too late? Will Hope's silence cost someone their life? Right now, nothing feels off the table. And that uncertainty is exactly why fans are so shaken. Fans are already taking sides. Social media is buzzing and emotions are running high. Some viewers are defending Hope, arguing that she acted out of fear and compassion. Others are furious, insisting that no one has the right to decide what risks another person should take, especially when that person is Taylor Hayes. What everyone agrees on: this is one of the saddest and most emotionally charged storylines the show has delivered in a long time. What happens next? As the tension builds, one thing is clear: the truth is about to explode. Secrets don't stay buried in this town, and when Hope's decision is exposed, it will ignite a chain reaction that could reshape multiple lives. Taylor's safety hangs by a thread. Steffi's trust is on the verge of collapse. Hope's conscience is already cracking under the pressure. Today's very sad news isn't just about danger. It's about the heartbreaking realization that sometimes the people trying hardest to do good can cause the most damage of all.